Hi there, I'm Kaylee Quimby, and I would like to talk about a little bit about me and then about my education background and my experience with literacy and writing within the classroom. So, first of all, I'd like to tell you a little bit about me with my introduction. I currently live in Chicago, Illinois. This will be my third year living there. I just moved to a new apartment, and this is the view of my apartment. So I'm really excited for this opportunity. It's really exciting to live in Chicago in this big city after living in Michigan. This is a picture of my family. I am a triplet. I have a sister and a brother the same age as me. My sister is getting married in October, so this is her fiance, and it's a really exciting time for my family, and I love them very much. I love spending time with my family and my friends and going up to our cottage, go boating. So those are little things about me. I also have a little kitty named Oliver. He is a Persian black-haired kitty, and it's his favorite toy. It's a carrot. I'd like to move on to my academic history and as well as my teaching history. So I received my undergraduate degree in special education learning disabilities at Michigan State University, and now I'm currently working towards my master's in education technology through Michigan State University. So I'm always Spartan, go green, and I'm continuing my education through them because I find that the teaching program at Michigan State is very beneficial, well backed with research and evidence based techniques, and that's something I'm really interested in moving forward as an educator. I am, as a special education teacher in Chicago, I have developed many strategies in coworker friendships, and so this is an image of my coworkers who I co-teach with because I am a um, special education teacher, resource room teacher for third, fourth, and fifth grade students. So I do co-teaching with mathematics and then pull out supports and instruction in language arts. So those are my two areas of focus as a special education teacher. This school year, in the 2019-2020 school year, this will be my third year of teaching. So 2 years under my belt, and I feel like I'm starting to use strategies that I've never used before, and I'm looking for more strategies to help me as a teacher. My experience with readers and writers is very prevalent as a special education teacher. I work with students who have learning disabilities in reading and writing, and they need support with phonemic awareness, fluency, automaticity, reading comprehension, and I see this every single day. Like writing complete sentences, complete thoughts, correct grammar, punctuation, and just spelling in general, and working to make sure that the sentences make sense. And the reading and writing correlate very well with one another, and it's important to see how important they work together. I mean, if you are a good reader, then you will see that the what good writing looks like through your reading. And so I want to continue to show examples to my students of good writing and what good reading looks like. And so I use many different strategies, but it is a challenge as a special education teacher to make sure that my students are getting what they need to close the gaps and to become the best that they can be. So related to the challenges in literacy, one challenge I have is making reading fun. Reading has become more of a stigma nowadays and something that is a chore or part of an assignment rather than something that's really fun or engaging or can take you to a new world where there's exciting adventures or use your imagination. So this is always an area that I am trying to focus on with my students to make sure that they are enjoying what they're doing in their reading. This is an image of a little girl who has a shark above her head, but more importantly, she is reading a shark book, and this represents background knowledge. And that is something that I struggle with, is using my students' background knowledge and having my students realize whether or not they have background knowledge for what they're reading before before they read the book. And having that background knowledge and the importance of it is something that I need them to realize and I need to use in my lessons. So this is definitely an area that challenges me each and every day, as well as spelling and learning how to teach my students the correct way to spell, not just phonetically, but how to use the different strategies to make sure that they are spelling correctly. A lot of my students do not take the time to look back in the readings to see how to spell a word. They don't have that motivation and don't seek to spell correctly. And spelling is really important in reading and writing. So that is a challenge that I'm having with my students, especially because they're fourth and fifth graders and they should have some of these basic spellings down and they don't. So this is an area that I struggle with each and every day to better them as learners. My last area that I have to struggle with is reading comprehension. It is hard to have students use these strategies each and every day because reading is very important. It's not important about how many words you read or if you read them correctly necessarily. It goes hand in hand with reading comprehension, but the main point of reading is to remember what you read. And a lot of my students have a very hard time. They are great at reading each word correctly and fluently, but they do not remember what they read. And the whole point of reading is remembering it, making connections, and having authentic activities attached to that to make those connections. And if they don't, this is a huge part of their learning that they're missing out on. So this is an area that I also struggle with. Something that I would love to learn about in this course is how to best teach reading comprehension skills to my students that are effective for them and help them reach their goals. I would also like to learn how to incorporate more of my student background knowledge in my lessons. I do this often, but I don't think I could be better at it and improve it. So this is an area I really want to focus on. I'd also love to learn how to effectively teach correct spelling to students who are older. My students are older, third, fourth, and fifth graders, and they really focus on it in kindergarten, but not in my older grades. So I love to learn how to do that. So this is about me. Thank you for listening.